Hey everyone, today we're going to work on a shapegram number 1, assignment 10. And what we're going to do for this one is we're going to improve our Google drawing skills. And that is the big question. And we are going to have 4 learning goals. We're going to learn what the fill color is, the border color, the order, and alignment or selecting objects. So for part A, we are going to duplicate this house. For part B, we're going to make our own mansion. For part C, we are going to do an extension activity. So if we scroll over here, here's the extension activity. If we scroll over to the left, we have an instructional video that shows you step-by-step how to do this, but I'm going to demonstrate it for everyone. And it also gives you some tool tips on how to make things transparent and how to arrange a window such as this right here. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to start by deleting this, and I'm going to get rid of all of this stuff up here as well so that we have more space to work. And it gives you a couple of prompts about where to put things. And we go ahead and get rid of the arrows. Okay, now we are going to start. Let me slide these out of the way. So we're going to start by making a shape of the house. So we're going to go over here to shapes and pick the very first one, which is a rectangle. I like drawing on top of the originals just so I can get everything to be the right size. And you notice there are these alignment guides, these red lines that are telling you if something is lined up or not. So here we have our first one. And now we're going to look at the fill color and the border color. So here is the fill color. Fill color is the inside and border is the outline. So we're going to change the fill color to this one over here, which is light red berry 1. And we're going to change the border color to transparent. So if we put it side by side, we can see it's the same color. Doesn't matter, it can be any version of red or any actually color. But usually for part A, I like to have students try to get the same exact color. So now we're going to go over here to shape, and we're going to choose a triangle. And we're going to recreate this triangle right here. Once again, we're drawing it on top of the original just so we can get the proportions correct. And I'm going to put it over here. I see the alignment guide is trying to help me. Once again, I'm going to change the inside to the outside with it to transparent. And I'm going to pick a brown version over here. This time the brown is dark orange 3. And if I have this roof selected, I can then go shape rectangle. And the next shape that I draw will have the same attributes. So it'll have the same colors and everything else. So now I have my roof. Next I'm going to do a window. Oh, before I do that, let's go ahead and look at order. So you can see right here on the bottom, I have my house is slightly up. So I'm going to adjust the order for that by clicking the order on the grass. So I have the grass selected now using the escape key. And I'm going to right click, choose order, and bring to front. What that does, it brings the grass all the way to the layer closest to you, so that way you no longer see that bottom part. I'm going to slide over a little bit and work on this window. So this window has 5 parts. It has a black square followed by 4 other white rectangles on top of it. So I'm going to go shape and choose rectangle. And I'm going to draw this right here. Because I had the ground selected, it now is green. I'm going to change the color to black. And now I'm going to deselect, and I'm going to do 4 other rectangles on top of it. And when I'm drawing it, I want to make sure that 4 can fit, so I don't want it to be too big. So something like right about that is fine. And I'm going to turn the fill color to white and the border to transparent. So once I have that first one, it looks pretty good. I'm going to go over here to edit and choose duplicate. I can also click Command D on a Chromebook. And I then selected that. I'm going to go Control D again, just make two more, and then move them with the arrow keys. And I have all of them. I'm going to go ahead and select all four and move them with Shift and the arrow keys. Just move them over and center them. That looks pretty good. If I want to make it exactly the same as this, I can make them slightly larger, but that's fine with me. Next up, I'm going to do the door, which is a similar process. So we're going to go over here, choose shape. Oops. And I'm going to first make a black door. And then I'm going to make a slightly smaller gray door in front of it. So let's go ahead and make this first one black. And no border. I'm going to make a slightly smaller one in front of it that is gray. And that will give it that little outline effect. Something like that. And then I'm going to choose gray. And they picked a slightly darker gray. Okay, and once again, I'm going to take the grass, right click, choose order, bring to front. And now I have that bottom of it looking good. I'm going to zoom in one more time. And I'm going to draw the last thing for here, which is a circle. And the doorknob goes about right here. Okay, and I'm going to make the inside of it black, the fill, and the border I'm making transparent. So that is it for our shapegram. Let's go ahead and zoom out. Looks pretty good. Looks almost identical to the original. So I'm going to show you how to group it. And then that will be it for the first part. So I'm going to take the original and we're going to grab this anchor point and shrink it and then put it over here. I'm going to take everything that I made right now, right click and choose group. You can also click Control Alt G. And I'm going to slide it over here. Up. And it brought my Mega Mansion that I drew earlier. So here's my Mega Mansion that I drew earlier. And let's go ahead and bring it up and then I'll ungroup everything. So here is my Mega Mansion. And I'll go ahead and show you the steps of how I created that. Let's go ahead and hop into my previous document. And you can view the history. So I'm going to click right here to view the history. And then I will go through this and show you the process. So let's go over slightly. Oh, never mind. This is the wrong one. It doesn't have the history. So let's just ungroup everything. Anyways, what I did is I started with the middle part of the house, and then I then added two extra sides to it, duplicated the chimneys, made a couple of smokestacks, just played around with the colors and ended up with something like this. So that is it for part A and part B. And then the last thing that you're going to do is you're going to include, let me go ahead and group this together so I can move it back. Okay, so there it is. That is my part A. Here's my part B. And the last thing I'm going to do is include a time of all the edits. So I'm going to go to my edit history, and I have 17 edits. Typically, it will have closer to 50, especially if you've drawn the mansion. And then I'm going to screenshot, which on a Chromebook is Control and the key above the 5 or the 6. The 6 key records everything, and the 5 just does part of the screen. So there you go. I have the entire thing. And actually, we want to just do part of it. So I'm going to do Control and, oops, got the wrong one. Control and the one above the 6. And that is the end of today's video. Thanks for watching.